Which team won it?
I just think that I got to look at the Detroit Pistons.
Oh, yeah.
With Ivy, with Duran and these boys. They got some young talent. And this kid, Ivy, I wanted the Knicks to get him so bad. He's special. He really, really is. And I'm not saying that he's that dude, the Dwayne Wade type, Kendrick Perkins, because I didn't see him that much at Purdue. But what I will tell you is that when I envisioned him with Cade Cunningham, I think they drafted him because they believe he could potentially be that kind of player. Because he's 6'4", so you're a tweener. You're not really, you're usually shooting guards like the Kobe Bryants of the world and others, God rest his soul, were big at around 6'6" or so. He's not that tall. He's not that big. But I think that he can grow even more. I think that definitely he's got the athleticism. He's got the fire. He wants it bad, and you could see it. And I think that him with Cade Cunningham, it could be some special things developing in Detroit. Think Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars with Vinny the Microwave Johnson coming off the bench in their title days and stuff like that. When you talk about Cade Cunningham with Ivy, I think they got the potential. And this kid Duran is a rim protector, and I think he's incredibly athletic, and I think he's got a lot of potential, and everybody's been raving about him. So I'm going to go with the Detroit Pistons.
You know what? I really don't want to disagree with you. I think Troy Weaver and the Detroit Pistons did a hell of a job.
Yes.
And actually, Troy Weaver got what he really wanted, because last year he was torn between the two of taking Cade Cunningham and Jalen Green.
That's right.
People thought that Cade Cunningham was the clear-cut number one when that wasn't the case.
No.
Troy Weaver loved Jalen Green and was high on Jalen Green.
I did too.
So when you look at Ivy, I'm not saying that he is Jalen Green, but he's somewhat of that version. When you think about his explosiveness, his athleticism, finishing around the basket, reminds me a little bit of Ja Morant, right?
I will tell you this. I think Ivy has the potential to be the point, too. He can play some point, obviously, right? Because that's what he came to do in college. But he can play both. I think Jalen Green is strictly a 2.
Yeah, I agree.
Right.
I agree.
Playing back downtown, built up that city. It's good. I just want to say one thing really quick. A lot of people thought the Detroit Lions won the NFL draft as well. No, I'm serious. They did. What? Both sports teams had the best drafts.
When you've been at the bottom, is no.
Okay, you guys can
the
laugh
only
at me.
way you could go.
Happy for the city of Detroit. Things are turning around. Right? Don't look at me.
Sam Presti did his thing last night. I'm telling you this straight up. Taking Chet Holmgren at the number 2 pick was the great pick, right? You talk about when you add him to SGA and we forget about the rookie that he had in Josh Giddey, right? You have your core. And then the most important thing that he did last night was he acquired wings, right? With the 11th pick, my guy Sume Jane from the Breakers, okay? Then he acquired with the 12th pick, Jalen Williams from Santa Clara. Both of these guys could flat out play. So when I look at the league and I look at the direction that the NBA is going, the most important position in the NBA is what, Stephen A. and Molly?
For me.
The wing position, right? And you don't want cooked wings. I said this last night on the draft. You don't want cooked wings, not those wings the Lakers had, those old cooked wings that's been out all night on the stove. You want the fresh wings, the raw wings that got the seasoning on them, that's sitting in the sink, that's waiting to go into the oven.
I'm not surprised at all that you're mentioning a food analogy, but go ahead.
Yeah, that's fine. That's the wings you want, right? And that's what Sam Presti got later on in the draft after he got the guy that he really wanted. So when I look at the Oklahoma City Thunder, look, they made a little noise last year. And I'm not saying noise for us making the play-in, but they knew, every team knew when healthy that they had a battle to face when they faced the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, I'm looking at this ball club, and I actually think they're going to make the playoffs.
I have a problem with you. I have a problem with you. You're not wrong. I'm not disagreeing, but I don't like it. And I'm going to tell you why. I want to let the world know, and I said this on ABC last night, Sam Presti's a hell of an executive. Hell of an executive. His evaluation of talent and the talent he has accumulated throughout his career as an executive in Oklahoma City is phenomenal. No question about it. But what I don't like about it is when you're going to close the deal, KD, Westbrook, you, Ibaka, Reggie Jackson, Paul George, Victor Oladipo, Carmelo Anthony, James Harden, and there are no chips to show for it. At some point in time, I understand 10, 15 years, I get it. You build a franchise, you build a culture. I get all that. But damn, can I get one chip? One? Is it really just about being competitive? Is it really just about showcasing your eye for talent? Don't you need to hire the right coach? Don't you need to make sure that you put it all together to give me one chip? One? All I'm saying is, again, I don't want the audience to confuse what I'm saying. Sam Presti is great at what he does in terms of talent evaluation and building a roster. All I'm trying to say is that there are plenty of people who will, if you had the freedom to, dare I say, tank seasons, accumulate talent through the draft and other measures, all right? And you had that freedom because you knew you had job security, you'd make a lot of those decisions too. That's not to take away from the fact that he did it, just like you can't take away from Phil Jackson. Just because just because you had Jordan and Pippen doesn't mean that you should be discredited because you won with them. The fact of the matter is you got it done. And you had Kobe and Shaq, you got it done. What I'm saying about Sam Presti is, damn, you're great. You really, really are. But can I get a chip one of these days?
But Stephen A., it's
one of these days, can I get a chip?
I understand, but it's not that easy.
I didn't say it is.
And I understand, right? He should have some of the blame.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.